in the courthouse where time stood still. Generations pass on the hill, prosecutors come and go, defense attorneys putting on a show. Old district attorney thought she was tight, came in to visit her at night. They said justice was blinded by her sins. As the trial spun, no one wins. Endless trial like a river flows. Truth and lies, nobody knows. Corruption, strict tight as a vice. In this endless trial, we pay the price.
Yo, welcome to from what I gathered. Why does this happen when I can't be live when it happens? What? Yeah, okay, folks. For you who don't know, I do labor law. I do that in Sweden, and for the last couple of days, I had to work, so I couldn't go live. But this one, I kind of have to, because I can sleep in 2029 or something. All right. I was told on via Twitter, and then my phone blew up. Okay, what's going on now? And then I checked Twitter, then I checked the Catnot Williams stream, and okay, this is bad. This is bad. And now, folks, do you want me to recap the entire day 150, or just this witness and then try to... Because I saw a little bit about obnoxious bad Santa cop on the stand against Miss Abbasi, Attorney Abbasi. Which it was a bit into just a mistrial. Okay, yeah, okay, just a mistrial bit. Yeah, I mean, there was one immediately this morning, but I did a video on it, so you have that video. So I don't think I need to recap that one. Okay, yeah, okay. You have spoken. You have spoken. What did you say? I don't know, but you spoke. Yeah, okay, skip that. Yeah, all right. Then I have everything tuned up here, I believe. For you know, yeah, I just woke up. But this seems to be a big one. There. Bum, bum, bum. Mr. Jingles is outside, so you have to do with the Mr. Jingle Viking Thug overlay here. I was so prepared of doing all the cross-examinations on Friday. And yeah, I have to wait and see if that happens. And okay. Travis James says, I don't think Whitaker understands what happened this morning. I agree. Because, as I said in the video, Judge Whitaker But she cannot, in my opinion, she cannot use the excuse anymore that she wasn't there for the Glanville part of this trial, because she has been on this trial listening and watching and seeing the prosecution lie over and over again, misrepresent, taking witnesses in and out of order, removing witnesses. They told the defense, "Oh, we're definitely calling that witness," disrupting how the defense will be able to prepare. And she's seen this over and over again. So no, I don't believe she can. She should not have the ability anymore to say, "I have to take the prosecution on their word." No, Judge Whitaker, just stop it. You know you can't. You know you can't, because if they get an opportunity, they will lie to the court, to the defense, to the judge's face. Thank you, LaShawn. Thank you, LaShawn, for gifting a membership. I don't have the. I don't see who got it, but congratulations and thank you so much. Okay, a banner. I need a banner. Day 150 recap. Mistrial motion number 49. I'm actually quite certain it is number 49. Remember, we are at day 150. There are 49 motions of mistrial, which means there is a motion for mistrial every 3 days in this damn trial. Every 3 days. That's almost twice a week. There is a motion for mistrial that can be granted on the judge's discretion. And she chooses not to. That's her choice. There is some, the cumulative effect is a real, it's a legal term, cumulative effect. And she has the ability, and she has this discretion to grant. For the last 10, she had the ability to apply the cumulative effect. All right. Yeah, I'm still not fully awake here. If I say words that are inflammatory, I do apologize beforehand. Yeah, unless it is against the prosecution, then I don't apologize anymore for what I say about the prosecution. I don't. It's Trinton says, in my opinion, the biggest reason for the defense to take just the mistrial is so that they can appeal on the ex parte. Yeah, that's an interesting strategy. That's an interesting strategy. But that is... But then again, even if the Georgia Supreme Court takes 6 months to get to it, that would still be within the time of this trial. Becky Denard, you're right about the judge. No more excuses. Yeah. I saw something. YSL Miss Thick was gifted a membership. Oh, congratulations. Mistrial or recusal. I think recusal is a viable option here. Just because of that, she refuses to do the cumulative effect. Rumor is that defense is meeting with Hani herself tonight. Yeah, I said this over a month ago. I said that if the state offers plea with time served, without being without the testifying bit. Yeah, I think with time served, this could be gone. AC, Casey, how about an immediate review? Yeah, maybe. The fact that this was called out 40 minutes before it happened should be a clue to everyone knows about their candor. The way Whitaker tore out LA's neck this morning is disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, I know. She called the defense. Oh, you don't remember? Well, apparently, Judge, neither did you. They after go check the video I posted a few hours ago. Wendell Taylor, I took a plea deal. I got life. It's called marriage. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Okay. Enough stalling. Thank you all for being here. This is, I'm going to the part after Bad Santa left. They had some discussion. I have no idea what this is about, but I think I need to see it. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I have these just in case. I need to have a boost. And this will ruin my day tomorrow, but I will be awake for this thing. YouTube work break? No. I have to work. I have a repeat client. Let's just say that screwed up again, and that is taking more or less all my time. So, but Friday I have planned for unless there is an actual mistrial, there will be a cross-examination bonanza on Friday. Nick, how about coffee? Coffee and energy drink? Yeah, if you want to see me climb the walls, that's a good one. Did I get to watch the Cross of the Elderly Detective? Snippets, but I was mostly asleep. Oh, you keep. All right, but we need to get through this, okay, folks? Oh, okay, no subtitles. Darn it. Oh well. Booster on. Here we go. I'm starting from directly after that Santa.
All right, we need to deal with the Wooney evidence. How long do you think that's going to take?
It should only take about 15.
All right, why don't we just do that before we break then?
What the frick is going on now? Why can't I use that booster all of a sudden? There it is. Boosting that as well. Folks, if there is a discrepancy between my sound and
sorry,
the
did y'all
court
get to
sound,
the
just
point
tell
of
me so I
forwarding
can adjust.
Yes.
the document
Did I forward it to you, Ms. Percival? Yes.
this morning? Yep, there it is. Okay. All right, so I've got that open. So if you can start directing me to which items are at issue. This is in, okay, Instagram. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yes, Your Honor. And I'll say most of the items in this packet will probably only come in if I have to impeach Mr. Lee. So we can definitely go through it, but just to set the stage, Your Honor, about what the items in here are.
Damn it, Phil. Why do you make sense? Phil says, here's the dilemma for the defense. If she offers a mistrial without prejudice and they do not take it, they have legally waived the error and it cannot be the basis for appeal. In my view, defense must ask for a mistrial regardless of whether it is with or without prejudice. And I agree to some degree, but I do believe that the option is between plague and cholera here for the defense, and they can always, as I said, the cumulative effect. But I don't know if Georgia law allows that. All right, let's just go through it.
Okay, so is everything that's in here we need to litigate? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll begin pages 1 and 2. Let's start with 1. Page 1 appears to be a conversation. Mr. Lee is the slimelife.shoddy. This is a conversation where he says, get somebody to buy my switch. The next page is a photo of a firearm. I'm not sure how that suggests any sort of illegal activity whatsoever.
Your Honor, the fact that he has access to a switch in and of itself is illegal to have a switch for a firearm, Your
Have y'all
Honor.
charged him with that?
No, Your Honor. And for the first page, he has not been charged with a switch.
Well, first of all, if he hasn't been charged with it, then go screw yourself. Libby has a question. Can they go after the judge now? That is blatantly shown bias. The recusal request asks for a judge outside of Fulton County because they won't get a fair judge. This has been proven true. The difference between this one with Whitaker and Glanville is that Glanville's recusal was over a matter of law. He could not do what he did according to law. Judge Whitaker is still within the discretion of a judge. Can they do it? Yeah. Do I think it will be granted? No. But that is not because I don't believe it should be granted. It is how Fulton County how it works in Fulton County with the judges. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. But that's the reality in Fulton County. When they can ask for it, I don't think it will happen in Fulton County or in Georgia. All right, let's go through this.
And so we can move, we won't enter in page 1. Page 2 or page 3, Your Honor, which is Mr. Lee with a firearm, Your Honor.
Are
Again,
you talking about that hand?
the hand, yes,
Can you establish that that's him?
it's his Instagram record, Your Honor, and it's something that I would ask.
No. If that's the best you can do, that's just a picture of somebody's hand holding a firearm. So that is not going to be permitted unless you ask him, is that your hand? And he says yes.
And that's why I started trying that most of this is for impeachment, because it would depend on the questions that I ask of him, whether or not this becomes relevant. So that's why I
Well,
started.
I mean, I guess you
with
can
it.
present him with it if he said, if you for some reason are able to ask him, did he ever have a switch? And he says no, you can, without showing the jury, present this. And if he says, oh yeah, that's me, then we've got one thing, but okay. Moving on to the next item.
Page 3, Your Honor, I don't know how Mr. Lee is involved in this. I don't see his screen name on here, so.
I'm not sure which page you're on, page 3. Page
Well,
3 I
the
have
third
is
page of this document, which
sorry.
is
page
page
4.
17 and or page 2313.
Yeah, we're withdrawing this page.
Okay.
Page 2314 is a photo of, this time it's a leg with a gun.
Your Honor, it would be the
Mhm.
same position as the
All
first
right.
one.
Next.
The next one, page 5, which is the top Instagram page number 24836. The majority of this conversation is from author Foevakt. That would be hearsay. I'm not sure under what theory it would be admissible. It seems to be talking about business and a song.
Your Honor, we're going to withdraw this one.
All right. How about page 6?
I would defer to other attorneys if they have any objection to page 6.
Okay. So the question about how many, say she get recused, how many more judges are there that can take it? Well, Fulton County Superior Court has 20 judges. Judge Glanville, of course, is out. Judge Krause has made decisions in this trial and cannot take it with recusal. One who was assigned this recused herself, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 is out, which leaves 15. So technically there are 15 more that can take over for Judge Whitaker. Do I believe another judge's recusal? That would be that would be a mistrial with prejudice in itself.
Your Honor, I object unless there's a better, or some foundation. I heard what the prosecutor said. They would not attempt to use it unless they lay a foundation or impeachment. But I don't know who these speakers are, except I assume that Slime Life.Shawty, SHAWTY, is the witness. But other than that,
Right.
I would object. I don't know if it falls under any type of hearsay exception.
The first post on June 4th of 2019, the witness who's testifying says the YFN expletives are at your house.
Mhm.
And then a couple lines later, he says, just stay out of their way, bro. Too much going on. I'll come light that bitch up if they play with you. So considering that we put testimony in about the mother of Mr. Bennett's home, who is a member of that same YFN group that was shot twice, we've been discussing this back and forth rivalry quite
Mhm.
extensively. So the fact that he's talking about explicitly stating the YFN group and he's going to come light it up in reference to shooting either at or towards those people, I think it's quite relevant, and he's testifying in the stand. So any questions or explanation he wants to give for that, he most certainly can.
So what about the other part of the conversation, though? Are you not offering that part? Gonna redact that part?
So, Your Honor,
Hmm.
this is a back and forth conversation that he has with this other individual. And so I don't know what specifically, I mean, the bottom three, I don't know what specific line that defense is stating is not needed for the context of what Mr. Lee stated here.
Well, certainly the last
The last,
bit of it isn't needed, but I mean, not since all that X has been going on, been happening. We don't know who this is, and that is indicative that stuff's been going down.
yes, Your Honor. And the state, what I just read and what's highlighted is what the state, that's why we included
Okay,
this.
and I'm
so-
asking if you're going to redact it, because if you throw that up on the screen, anybody, I know that the highlighted part is what you're highlighting, but the rest of it is easily visible.
Yes,
So are
Your
you going to redact?
We can redact it and keep that just the username so it doesn't appear.
Oh, this bitch, she actually tells them to redact it. This will, well, if you saw it, you know it. If you saw it, you know it. And again, why are they doing this moments before he's taking the stand? Why is this even close? Just because the prosecution screwed up and have to take witnesses out of order? Why the flaming F? And I heard her say this earlier, folks. I heard her say one thing that one thing that pisses me off to no end is when judges say we have to be fair to the state as well. Fuck no, you don't. The prosecution, the state, the government is not protected by the Constitution, the amendments, or the Bill of Rights in court. They have the rules, they have the law, they have everything they need to oblige by. The only person, or in this case, people, who have constitutional right to a fair trial are the defendants. If a judge says prosecution needs to have, we need to be fair to the prosecution as well, not if that violates the defendants. If there is a choice between fair to the prosecution and fair to the defense should win all the time. But almost every trial I watched and conveyed and reacted to or whatever's, it's the same damn thing. We have to be fair to the state as well. No, you fucking don't. There is nothing in the amendments, in the Bill of Rights that says, we need to make it easier for the prosecution. There's no such language. Ugh. Thank you, Michelle Warden, for becoming a new member. Thank you so much. Sorry. Still not fully awake, folks. So excuse my language and any sounds.
That he's just speaking to himself.
Okay.
And we will take out where he says everything else he says. It's that's perfectly fine, Your Honor.
All right. Page 7.
Yes, Your Honor, page 7, this is going to be a combination. We have a hearsay within hearsay. We have Mr. Lee asking who Fat was talking to. I'm not sure the relevance because I don't know who Fat is. They might ask questions which make it relevant, different conversation. But the response from someone who's not testifying is what that person heard. So we have hearsay within hearsay. The next statement is also from this other person who I'm not familiar with who the speaker is. Mr. Lee's response is ambivalent, just say no more. And there's not any further conversation that I see would be relevant.
What's the state's response?
So, Your Honor, this specific exchange, it's very predicated on what Mr. Lee his response is on the stand. If he says, just like the post I just referenced before, if he says, I've never heard of YFN, I have no problems with them, I'm actually quite friendly with them, they're not opposition to me, I hang out with them weekly, then these kind of threats could become relevant, where they're saying, I just heard he was with Slime, he told him he was with YFN, and then the person, again, not Mr. Lee testifying, says that those people are ops, and then he responds, say no more. That in conjunction with like the one we just spoke about, I don't know the exact question we would ask Mr. Lee, but none of these conversations, if an improper question is asked and the court sustains the objection, you will never have the predicate foundation to introduce this. And so I do think it hinges very much on how his testimony
I think
is,
that
Your
before
Honor.
you think it's appropriate to use this, y'all need to approach, because I am having a hard time envisioning how
Yes, Your
this
Honor.
would be appropriately used.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The next page, Your Honor, is going to be page 8, and a conversation between Slat Quay and Mr. Lee. Again, I think we have hearsay. We don't know who Slat Quay is or what his possible involvement could be. They're talking, it sounds like, about something which happened in the past. I'm not sure how that would come in as any hearsay. It would be, if anything, spilling the beans, not furthering the interests of the gang. If that's even the exception they're trying to use, I don't know.
You're right. I think that falls in the same line of argument that this conversation would fall into that same line of what Mr. Atkins just articulated. Your Honor. Page 29, Your Honor, would be, I think, in line with the same articulation that Mr. Atkins just did for the page before. It's the same individual. It's the same conversation. The same
So
two people in
It
conversation.
would be to potentially establish that, yes, he did know who YFN were, and
Thank you, Chris A. Says, if they retry the case, good luck finding a jury and they burn bridges with most of the witnesses. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. For me, it's getting obvious that even for the state, for Fani Willis, the liar in church and sleeper of married man, there's nothing to win anymore. And Fani, if you watch this, go fuck yourself. But besides that, give the plea deals. Then you can argue. You can blame lying witnesses for ruining the case, that the best interest of the taxpayers for justice is to get into the docket. You tried. This was the best you could do under the circumstances. You fire Miss Love. Blame her, saying, I have so much faith in Miss Love, but it is obvious that faith was misplaced. Get a PR guy to tell you this, to write up all the things. But Jesus Christ, end this. End it. Plea deals with time served, they don't have to testify. Plus 5 years probation. Fuck if I know. Fork, as in fork and spoon. Spork, that's a good word. There are ways for Fani Willis to politically get away with this. But you need to throw Miss Love under the bus. You have to address some of the plea deal witnesses. But remember, most folks don't watch this trial. Funny. Most people don't. But if you lose this trial, you will lose. If there is a mistrial with prejudice, we are going to spam the ever-living over internet, social media, on the streets, how you are a failure. Fani Willis, go fuck yourself. But you have the option to end this and get away with it politically. You have that option. I should say, go spork yourself instead. All right, let's continue. And thank you again, Chris A, for the super chat.
that was significant to him in some way.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, that's potentially a better example of it than the one above. Talk into your mic. Talk into your mic and talk to me.
Was talking to you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Um,
because you're gesturing over at them.
I know, but I believe this is what I referred to the other day with regard to the person that is identified as Slat Qua, not Quay, but it's Slat Qua. One has not been identified, but it is certainly no one in this courtroom. And I believe that the state will elicit that. This is my understanding, and I'm looking at you, Judge. It's my understanding that that would be the testimony. If there's anything else, I want an opportunity to.
It was my understanding that the state and the defense were going to enter into a stipulation that any reference to a qua here or wherever it comes in this Instagram, there was a stipulation that it wasn't any of the people nicknamed qua or quay in this courtroom. Have y'all not done that?
Judge, that's been my understanding as well.
Well-
However,
We're still working on that.
All
My-
right, well,
my-
sounds like we might need to get to it before Wooney Lee testifies.
I agree.
Yeah, but Judge Whitaker, you don't have the foundations for it. You this morning you yelled at Miss Abossi for misremembering when it turns out you are the one who misremembered things. So what's the incentive for the for the defense to do this when clearly you allow the prosecution to lie and deceive? What's the incentive? There are none anymore, or hasn't been for quite some time.
Your Honor, myself and Mr. Harvey had spoken a short while ago where
Thank you, Brandon. You bought yourself 2 spins on the wheel of regrets on Friday. I do believe we have 3 prepaid spins on the wheel of regrets for Friday. But thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
asking this witness, I mean, this is his thread of who is this? And then I do not know what his response will be at this moment, but I do not expect him to say it is Mr. Nichols or Mr. Huey. And whoever he says, if he says, I don't know who that is, you can ask him, is anyone in this courtroom here today? And if he says no, I think it will be crystal clear that that was what me and Harvey we hadn't finalized it, but that was what we were discussing. The state's not trying to insinuate.
Discuss it with
it's anyone
Mr.
in the courtroom.
Matthews also.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
If y'all come to an agreement, that's fine.
Your Honor, I will,
And why don't you let me know what that agreement is before Mr. Lee testifies?
Your Honor, Mr. Rubin, Mr. Lee's attorney's here. I will ask Mr. Rubin and we'll have that answer before lunch, by the
Okay.
time we come back from lunch.
And Your
I'm
Honor,
going to ask the attorney what,
Thank you, Cheryl, for Canadian $5. I talk the same talk as you, Nick, for FUCK's sake. Oh, thank you for your support. Thank you.
the answer to that question is.
So he
gonna
can
be?
ask his client. That's Mr. Lee's attorney.
Oh,
So we can,
DefCon 5 isn't the highest level? Oh, crap, I have to change. DefCon 2 Mistrial Watch. Okay, boom. The DefCon 1 is full. That's the final stage then. That is when it actually is. Okay. Okay. Changing the. Changing DefCon 2. DefCon Watch is there. Changed it. Changed it. Changed the thumbnail. Yeah. I hope. Yeah, DefCon 1 is max. Okay, okay. Dun dun dun. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
and get the answer.
I prefer Ron White's Ron White, the Texas-based comedian. He only has 2 levels of awareness. It is find a helmet, put on the damn helmet. That is 2 levels of terror awareness thingy.
So who Slack Quay is over the
Oh,
break.
and then what if he says one thing to his attorney now and then he says another thing on the stand? Are we gonna have another specter of putting an attorney on the stand?
No, Your Honor.
Not-
I believe that we have been in communication with each other. So I don't think that result
I'm not
will
sure
occur.
that that's going to resolve it, but if the state and Mr. Matthews and Mr. Harvey come to an agreement about that, that's fine. Y'all let me know.
We will.
Okay, next.
Your Honor,
So is there another objection besides we need to make sure that everybody knows who this is or isn't the slat qua?
I do, unless it's
Okay.
coming in under 248807 D2E. All that Mr. Lee, according to this document on page, all he says is you all got into it with them. Everything
Mhm.
else would come from this other person. So that's my objection as well. That page really is not very illuminating on what Mr. Lee is doing to further the interests of the alleged conspiracy.
So it would be, as I understand the state's position, it would come in to impeach Mr. Lee if he claims not to know who YFN is. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so do you need the entirety of it?
On a different page anyway.
This is, I'm looking at page 1397, the highlighted portions of 1397.
To the court on page 854, which I think is 2 pages forward or above. It's Mr. Lee. It's identified as Mr. Lee's Instagram account, and it says YFN ends be by your house. So I don't see why we would need it on another page.
A different one. Oh, that's true. Okay, so
I think the state's position remains the same. This will become relevant depending.
All right. Now, also shared with via Thug Daily. According to multiple sources, the defense team of the YSL case is currently meeting with Fani Willis at the DA's office. So I will keep a close watch because this trial might end today. If the meeting with Fani Willis is successful. If it is a meeting, but multiple sources says they are currently having a meeting. So yeah, if this ends, it is now 1:15 a.m. where I am. At 5:30 a.m. I have to get ready for. I have to go to work. So I will be with you up until then. We will rewatch stuff after this, and some cross examinations and stuff like that, because there seem to be a chance that this ends today.
Upon the question, so this might not come in at all. And so what would the court like for us to answer?
So if there is already something in, Mr. Steele makes the point that you actually have Mr. Lee on page 854 of the Instagram record talking about them YFN ends. And so that would establish that he knows who they are. And so you don't need the others. So that's true. All right. And if you think for some reason one of those others is going to be relevant, again, you're going to need to approach before you use it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because it shouldn't be needed for the reason that y'all just offered, considering page, whatever it was, 854. Okay, all right. And then what is this? What's on page 9?
I'll defer to Mr. Steele for the remainder.
All right.
It looks like there are notes, internal notes written over the document. I would not want that shown to the jury.
Yes.
We don't intend to introduce these notes. We're actually going to pull the actual thread. And I believe that was communicated in the email that we sent. But for brevity sake, we wanted to show defense counsel where the language we're speaking of, but this is actually in Mr. Lee's Instagram return. So we'll find the actual, we'll have the
Okay.
actual pages.
But what we need to be looking at is just the thread.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And is there objection to the thread?
Hey Kat, have you seen the postings on social media that the defense is currently meeting with Fawny Willis? So this stream that began as a recap of mistrial motion number 49 is now a full-blown mistrial watch up until 5:30 a.m., which is 11:30 p.m. your time. Just in case they have an announcement. Just in case. But what are the chances? They are low because I believe Fawny need to prepare a press conference and all of that things. So there is a I'm always on phone. Brandon, you naughty boy. If they are mistrial without prejudice and restart the disaster, heads would roll. I'm not so sure it would. But who would take this on? They already have 4 judges that can take the case. Chris A has a question. Will the people who took a plea deal and already took the stand, will they be forced to come back if retried? Yes. Their plea deals are still in effect. The plea deals are still in effect. Now, if it is a mistrial with prejudice, well, the plea deal still is in effect, but so they will be on all of that probation. Sledge will still be a few years in prison before going back on probation and all of that. And Mr. Woody's immunity deal still in effect. Those are not affected by a mistrial with prejudice or or without prejudice. Valhalla Awaits is here.
Okay.
In the chat. Oh yeah, cat. Lego stream with Dave and Valhalla. They are trying to reach you.
All right. And then I just got another email forwarded about Wooney Lee exhibits. These are pictures, maybe posts from somewhere. Is there issue about these? Do we need to litigate these? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? States 36, 37 through, I don't know.
This is just a PowerPoint of the exhibits we plan to introduce during Mr. Lee's testimony. Your Honor.
All right. Is there an issue? Is there an evidentiary objection to 36 through 46 NN and then 4Y?
And most of these, Your Honor, were in the Wooney Lee folder that we went over a few weeks
Yeah,
ago.
I mean, if we've already litigated it, great. I'm just asking so we don't.
Did it a few weeks ago, but as far as 36 NN, 37 NN, and 47 NN, those are the issues that I brought up on behalf of Mr. Stillwell. Those involve Mr. Stillwell, and I brought them up yesterday morning.
Okay.
But as far as anyone else is concerned, these are not things that have been litigated, except the ones that I brought up yesterday.
Okay. So does anybody else have any objection to any of these items?
Your Honor, I was proceeding on the state's email, which was sent 2 days ago. This is what we need to review for Wooney Lee. So I've not had a chance to go through all of these.
Y'all are just too much, honestly, all of you, or most of you, not all of you, but a lot of you.
Your Honor, to be clear, so when we made the witness boxes from 1 through 30, 31 through 60, and 61 through 100, for the, there may be a photo here that, you forgot to put into this witnesses folder, but all from discovery. So when we're creating these, like the exhibit PowerPoint, some of it includes exhibits that are already admitted in the trial itself. It's literally the PowerPoint in order of how the state's going to ask direct questions. of this witness. So there shouldn't be any surprises with what's in this PowerPoint in terms of, I don't know what day or week it was that we went through, but I know that there was a moment where we got through all of them, where the court would say, does anyone have any objections with this witness? Does anyone have any objections with Mr. Sprinkle, with Agent Bernie? And we went through number by number. And of course, if an objection is raised, this honorable court will hear it from any party. But when we say we haven't litigated or have litigated, in the state's minds, when these issues are brought up, does anyone have an objection on the floor for this witness and the exhibits the state has indicated that they may use with that witness? If there's no response.
All right, well, take the lunch break and look and see if you have objection, and can we come back at 1:15? Yes.
And I can speak to one, just so everyone knows, I know I have an objection now. I didn't realize it was in this PowerPoint, but it was something that was the state recently indicated that they plan to use, which is number 12. That's a
I don't know
screenshot.
what you mean by number 12.
Number 12 on the PowerPoint. It's
46,
slide 12,
Okay.
46
46
NN.
NN.
And that's just a screenshot. I believe that to be a screenshot of the beginning of a 15-minute video. And I believe that video is titled something like A Night with YSL and 4L. I've watched that video. I've reviewed the video. It's basically a group of young men at a music studio and in the parking lot outside the music studio, and they're kind of interviewing each other, and I guess it was released as a promotional type thing. But I don't know why that 15-minute video would be relevant or admissible.
I can email over the different timestamps that are the most relevant portions of this video. It's not the entirety of the 15 minutes, and I'll do that before I leave court.
So are you saying you are only planning to play
Certain portions of the video.
certain little distinct parts of it?
Yes, and I'll send that over right now.
Okay, do that right now. And then when we come back at 1:10, now we can take it up.
Mhm.
No, I'm not.
They're not entirely done, by the way. They're
All right. So anything else we're going to need to deal with? Oh, so the limiting instruction, if nobody has anything else to add, does anybody have anything else to add on that limiting instruction that I'll read before Mr. Ryan's conviction is entered?
Well, I don't know as to whether we made a number 1 or number 2 decision.
Yeah, I decided it on my own because
Well,
nobody
okay,
got
well-
back to me. I picked number 1.
That probably
So,
would have been my pick, but
all right.
I
good.
want to reiterate, though, that I agree with Mr. Steele's position that ultimately neither one of them eliminate the confusion from, boy, we can use some of this against some of the people, but we can't use some of this against some of the people. So I want to reiterate that
Okay.
and just reinforce that as well.
All right, so I have, at this point, I mean, I can send it back out, but let me just do that real fast. And I haven't changed anything with regard to, let's at this point just focus on the Mr. Ryan one. Let me get that over to Ms. Persfield so she can get it over to y'all. But I've taken out the reference to overt acts numbers or overt acts at all. Because when I started trying to craft something that would explain, hey, this is to overt acts, but that's not all you have to, find. If you're going to find, when you're making your determination on count 1, I realized that it is not really just to overt acts anyway, that it could be taken into consideration in their determination of whether they think anybody was conspiring to engage in a pattern of racketeering activity. And that just goes down a whole, I don't know, wormhole, black hole, I don't know what, of having to stop and give the final jury instructions now, which I'm not going to do. So I'm just saying, count 1. Yes,
Your
sir.
Honor, on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, we appreciate the court's efforts. And this is a difficult situation. And we are just, for the record, joining with the thoughts of Mr. Steele and with Mr. Harvey, that a jury instruction is not
Not
going to be,
enough.
is not
Okay.
enough. But I just wanted to place that on the record.
I mean, I assume everybody's joining in
Okay.
that objection, and that's fine. I've looked at a lot of different federal circuit case law involving RICO cases, and it appears that even when a conviction of a co-conspirator comes in, as long as a limiting instruction is given, there's not a
I wish I kept count of limited instructions, because just off the top of my head, there has been at least a dozen already said during trial. There will be more limiting instruction once it is handed to the jury to go with the other jury instructions. And it's 100, I think it's 191 or 196 overt acts in the RICO charge alone. And then you have all the other. Is my volume high compared to the court? Bringing it down a tad. I boosted the court and I've lowered myself. Oh, I'm 4 times the court volume? Oh, that's not good. That will pop your ears if I... Okay, I'm down to... Is this better? And Shannon says my volume is fine. Okay. I adjusted my volume down, and I will adjust the court volume a tad bit more as well. Okay, let's try this.
confrontation clause problem.
And I just feel the need to bring this up at some point sooner rather than later. There are convictions of Mr. Jimmy Winfrey, my client, Mr. Stillwell, and I believe Mr. Nichols, that have come into evidence.
Right.
We brought up these issues previously with the prior judge, and we were not given. We asked for them not to come in. We asked for limiting instruction, and we were not granted those things. So I don't know how we're going to cure that for those.
So I mean, I thought that we had discussed the Winfrey one, and I said I would just at the end, when I remind them of all of the things that are only for certain purposes, do that. I didn't know that anything of Mr. Stillwell's had already come in without a limiter.
They have, and I believe Mr. Nichols.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will.
Yeah, Judge. And this goes back to what Mr. Harvey told you once you took over. You cannot make good for what Judge Glanville did because you weren't there. You weren't there. And the discrepancy between Judge Whitaker and Judge Glanville here becomes apparent. Because she says, well, there has to be a limited instructions towards that one. Well, Glanville didn't do it. Oh, then I have to. And that in itself is an appellate issue.
We'll add those two to the limiter I'll get at the end. And again, they're not supposed to be deliberating until the end anyway.
Okay, so when you're saying at the end, you're talking about jury instructions.
My jury instructions, yes. All right. See y'all in a fairly short amount of time.
Yeah, I see the discussion about the volume. I have 2 boosters going on the Law and Seaward feed. We have this down here. That boosts it 25%. And then I have Volume Master, in which I can control the volume on different tabs I have opened. And that is currently at 300%. And then I lowered myself. So, yeah, there are ways to do it, but it's a hassle. All right, and then they are on lunch. Now, we all heard how, well, the court. We all heard. We will do redactions. Oh, we'll do this. We will do that. Let's skip ahead through the magic of recap.
Your Honor, we actually redacted all of the other content that was actually on this post because I believe Mr. Lee will say that is him while he was sitting in the courtroom. This was during Mr. Ryan, Mr. Blaylock's initial trial of the murder of Mr. Holmes. And our initial understanding, and he said something different today, was that he was in court when the witness who testified yesterday, Ms. Smith, was testifying and sent her a brain emoji and a rat emoji. And so this was evidence of him being in court.
Okay.
However, he has said to me today that he was not present during her testimony, but this does show that he had actually went to court that day. So things have changed just slightly, given his testimony. But at one point he was in court watching that trial, and essentially he sent these emojis to Ms. Smith, And so someone captured him on video and tagged him in it, along with the tag. The post also reads "Free Little Bolly, Free Little Rod." We've taken those parts out of it because the individual who posted it is not.
All right, I'm not following. I follow what this is a post of, but I'm not following why you're going to be using it, or I don't understand what you're saying, because you're talking about his testimony and his statements changing. So what do you mean?
So
Why would you be how would this come up at all?
to show
If there is a mistrial with prejudice, the panel show on Friday will be epic. Brandon, let's go. Brandon asked, "What kind of party are you throwing if this travesty is terminated?" Oh, Friday panel show, folks. Friday panel show. If this is thrown out, oh, we're going to party. Oh, it will be epic. It will be. I can't make promises, but it will be epic, at least for my part. And hopefully it won't get yeeted. The stream won't get yeeted. But everybody, yeah. Sandy, can we see the onesie? You mean? This onesie? As I said, I just woke up. Cat Note Williams, take my keys, chat. Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Everybody's folks on my Friday panel show. If this is yeeted, I will invite people. They can restream to their audience. Oh, this will be epic. And I have two people who can, if I fall off, I have two people with access to my StreamYard that can take this party further. Yes, I know, Casper. Based on Judge Whitaker's past decisions, she will not grant a mistrial. Yeah, but even she can't ignore everything.
So that this was a photo of him in court
Okay.
when the witness was testifying. And based upon what Ms. Smith advised us, I believe, or matter of fact, his phone was taken on the day that the posts were made. So back in 2021, during the trial of the case, we believe that Mr. Lee was present in court.
When
While
was
in
the
court,
genocide? Yes. And that while in court, he sent those emojis?
he posted those emojis. We believe he sent them while in court. He posted those emojis. Whether or not Ms. Smith was on the stand is something he's saying. He never saw her on the stand. That's what he is saying. What we know is he was in court when those emojis were posted. Whether or not she was on the stand or not, we don't know. But he was present in court, we believe, when those emojis were posted. And so this was just proof of the fact that he was sitting in court in or around the time that these subsequent messages that are coming after this post were posted.
How are you? This is a picture of him in courtroom 7E, apparently.
Yes.
How are you proving that it is during Mr. Lee's, Miss Mr. Ryan's trial. Am I missing something?
He is a part of our, let me
Are you
pull
going to
up
be able
the-
to establish when this when this picture was taken?
Yes, I believe he will admit that he went to the trial and saw the trial
Okay.
himself.
And which
I believe he
case,
will admit that
why will
that's-
you need this picture?
To show proof of those things.
Okay, I have. Meanwhile, I'm having some discussions with Georgia-based lawyers and stuff. There is not a cumulative effect statute in Georgia, but there is cumulative error case law that can be used by the defense in order to at least argue for a higher court that there should be a cumulative effect statute. But that will be a de novo case headed for Georgia's Supreme Court in that case. That is my interpretation of the answers I've been given. So, okay, just thought I would get that information to you guys. Okay, let's continue.
The same way we have a responding officer who goes to
Okay.
a scene.
So you're going to put it up and then say, is this you in court during the Ryan Blaylock trial?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess if he says no, he says no. Okay. So is, in terms of the objection, then,
If they lay the foundation.
I'm not sure what you mean by if they lay the foundation. So they're going to present it to him and say, is this you in court during the trial? And he'll either say yes or he'll say no.
Right, if he puts himself there at the date and the time that they're saying, then that's this foundation. But if he doesn't, I don't. If he says no, then it shouldn't come in because he didn't lay the foundation.
I agree. Okay. So that's that one. What else?
And then the next one. 41 Nancy, or November. That's just a screenshot of his Instagram.
40. Okay. Hang on. Hold on.
That's a thick binder.
All right. What's, and so what is this? A relevance objection?
Correct.
Your Honor, so for 41NN, this screenshot was taken along with 42NN and 43NN on the day that we learned of the emojis being sent to Ms. Smith. And so this captured that this was his Instagram account direct messaging the witness, Ms. Smith, with these emojis. And so 41NN, 42NN, and 43NN established.
So that would be.
I am sorry that I am not following you, but are you saying that that day in court, his phone was confiscated and screenshots from his phone were taken?
So we learned about the emojis being taken.
Thank you.
Our office then went to his actual page and they were able to, excuse me,
Okay,
Let me
but you
check
said
first.
something about his phone having been taken, but
his
that-
phone was also taken in court, separate and apart from being able
Okay.
to capture the images from his Instagram page that showed him communicating with the witness.
All right,
and I
so walk me through what on 41NN shows him communicating with Ms. Smith. And I'm sure this is me just being from a
No.
different generation than the Instagram generation, but
And I misspoke. So 41NN, when the witness reached out to our office, she screenshotted 41NN, which is his page. Then she also screenshotted 42NN to show the individuals who are following her, which it shows Mr. Lee's Instagram handle. And then she also screenshotted and sent to us 43NN, which is the actual direct message he sent, which is of the brain,
which is what?
an emoji of a brain. He also sent an emoji of a rat, but that emoji was deleted prior to the witness being able to screenshot that as well.
Okay. And so how are you getting these things in?
As a part of his plea agreement, one of the things he admitted to was the fact that he sent the emoji. So this is just proof of that fact that he sent them,
So how are you getting the first two in then?
because this is
He
his,
admitted that he sent a screenshot of a brain?
yes,
Is
Your
that-
Honor.
Okay.
And a rat
so
emoji.
If he denies that on the stand, you'll show him this and is that what you're saying?
No, if if he admits or denies, this is just proof of it the same
Okay.
way
All right, so then I guess I understand 43 NN and I guess 42 NN.
because this is her page. So you have to be able to show that.
How are you going to show this is her page?
So
But that would have been something you asked her while she was on the stand.
Are these brain rot? Brain rat? Yes. It's emojis. Oh God. He said he's rat brained. These are, for frick's sake. Emojis can have multitude of meanings. I mean, you have the aubergine, which has something else in a meaning, depending on what before or after. And yeah, this is so.
Her Instagram records are
So-
blessed auntie.
on,
What?
Her Instagram was blessed auntie or blessed auntie. That's what the ADA Hiles testified to.
that was her Instagram in 2019. The trial was in 2021. So she changed her Instagram.
But how are you going to show that this is her Instagram?
He admits to who he sent it to. So he is admitting that he sent this brain emoji, which is but from Slime Life Shawty.
I'm not asking about 43 NN. I'm asking about 41 and 42 NN. I'm sorry to not be clear about that.
So 42 and then shows that he is someone on her page.
How is this her? How are you going to show this is her page?
Her pictures are at the top of the page, Your Honor. That first picture is the young lady who was here yesterday.
Is that just how everybody's Instagram looks? They have pictures of themselves at the top of the page. And so everybody who's young knows.
Newsflash. You can have other people's faces on your Instagram as your photo. I mean, we all know Thugger Daily. He uses Mr. Williams' face. That doesn't mean it's Mr. Williams. This is so stupid.
Oh, that's so-and-so's Instagram?
Yes.
Or can you post whatever you want at the top of your page? Or could somebody else have posted her picture at the top of their page?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, it
did
doesn't
Miss Hilton try to say no, it can't happen?
I mean, I can pull up a
God,
picture
you're
of Elvis and put it. I mean, I actually don't know.
I mean, Valhalla is not a goat. Casper is not actually a ghost. Brandon is not a beer poster. What else do we have? Gigi is not a cat. It's not a George, I'm not a cat. Oh God, this is stupid. Yeah, the prosecution is trying to argue that no, there's no way for you to have pictures of somebody else. And let's see. And I'm not this person. You see, you can have anything. It doesn't mean that's you. Oh wow. Oh wow.
That
Your
'cause
page.
I think I probably could
So this,
find my Instagram and put a picture of whomever I want on there.
The-
But I don't know that.
so
The court's
Your
correct.
Honor, this,
You can put whatever
right.
image you want to on your page.
So how does this establish? How are you going to be like, okay, see, this is her.
this is her
page.
Instagram story. So at the top of this story are pictures, Instagram videos or pictures that she posted on her story, which lasts 24 hours. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 images.
You can repost other people's stories, which means that story becomes up there. It's not an evidence in itself, you absolute spork.
On the top of 42 NN, when you actually, can't see it as well on here, but when you have it on the screen, you can
Mhm.
zoom in and that is her.
I mean, I believe that's probably a picture of her.
So then what she sent to us is a screenshot of her Instagram stories, and she could see who was viewing her stories at the time.
Right. But you didn't ask her yesterday when you had her, hey, are these two screenshots that you sent us back in the day from your Instagram? So how are you going to establish that this is from her Instagram?
Your Honor, I think circumstantially from the fact that he's going to admit that he sent it to her, that he is on 42 NN, you see an individual with the same vanity name that he has
Uh-huh.
viewing her page, that there's pictures of her at the top of the page, and then 43 NN showing the slime, showing his same vanity name with the brain emoji.
What
I
does
believe
41 show at all?
41 is simply to show that this was his Instagram page. Slime Life Shorty is Mr. Lee's vanity name. So this is just the front of his.
All right, we already know that. Don't we know that from some other witness already? So do you need,
We know that Slime Life Shorty is Winnie Lee, but the individual is taking the stand, so we can.
fine, you can say, is this your Instagram page? And I guess you can ask him if 42 is her Instagram page that he followed. But if he says no, then I think you're stuck with that answer.
Yeah. Sporky spork, prosecutor. You didn't ask her. You didn't ask her. John Comyn, been a member for 10 months. Says, thank you. You are much more attractive than her. Who? This, yeah. Thank you for your continuous support. And then he dropped 5 memberships. 5 gifted memberships. Getting the total to 7 for this stream. Thank you so much, John Comyn. Thank you so much. And for you who just received it or just became members, congratulations. You are now part of the Viking crew. And you have access to all the members-only perks. Thank you so much, John Comyn. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's continue.
Okay. And then 43, sort of the same thing.
Skillet Pan has a question. Which witness are they talking about here? That's the answer. Well, the girl is the one that testified. Yeah, which one of them? I assume it's the cute one. Or is no, it's not. It's the lying one who got who testified in the murder in the previous murder trial against Huey, I want to say. And it's the witness from yesterday. Do you remember what you look? No, I didn't stream yesterday. I didn't stream yesterday. But I do remember Mr. Williams. Absolutely, she wrecked her. Ryan, Lil Rod, thank you, thank you. Yeah, she is the one whose testimony more or less led to his conviction. She lied, folks. She lied, and she lied again because the cops told her more or less to lie. And now Lil Rod is in prison because of that. That will be really interesting. If I remember correctly, it's Mr. Steele who handles that appeal, isn't it? So yeah, yeah. Yep. That will be interesting. Yeah, so it's that girl's Instagram that they forgot to ask about during her testimony. Is this her Instagram page? I don't know. But they never asked her. Now they are trying to get her Instagram page in through another witness. Because apparently they didn't think about it because they're not prepared. They are making shit up as they go They are making stuff up as they go along.
Okay, what else?
That's it on behalf of Mr. Ryan, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anybody else with any objections to any of these in this compilation?
Nothing further from Mr. Williams, Your Honor.
Okay.
And thank you to Sherry for your PayPal donation of $5. Thank you so much. That is so nice of you. Says, thanks for all your videos. I watched them all, mostly lurking and replay crew. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. Hold on here. While I'm doing this. Paul's store gifted $5 yesterday. So via PayPal. So thank you immensely for that. But I did, raw organics for $50. That was 2 days ago. Thank you so much. And and then one person has via PayPal has set up a monthly payment of $2.50 on PayPal. So that is also an alternative. So thank you so much for that. Okay, that is the ones I think I needed to address. Yeah, okay. That's the woman who couldn't remember 2 shooters versus 1, and she was locked in a basement, and her call to her mom got police to find her rather than calling 911. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff in her testimony. I hope I can get to it at one point.
Nobody else. Okay, are we ready for the jury?
I wish I could connect PayPal to the members' perks. I wish I could.
Question. Y'all didn't want that witness shown, and you're about to put up a picture of her.
We're not, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's get the jury in.
Yes, Gillipen.
You're right,
This
Dr.
whole thing,
Sullivan is next. We're just trying to.
whole thing with the Instagram page is indicative of the entire trial. The prosecution has no clue on what's going on. Yeah.
Okay.
Find where she is. We did tell her to be back at 1:30, so if we could just have.
Okay, well then she should be back because it's 1:34.
So we're trying to make contact with her, Your Honor.
Yep. Withdrawn. Yeah, hopefully at one point in time, YouTube will integrate PayPal. That way we can integrate PayPal stuff with the members' perks. Oh no, the witness didn't show up. What a bummer. And Cheryl Balicki became a member. Thank you so much. Getting our numbers to 8 new members today. And for you who contemplate not, I don't need to be gifted. You can always become a member. You follow. I will pin Casper's message on the top of the chat, and there you get how you can become a member yourself, and it's $3 a month for becoming a member of the Viking crew. Yeah, and okay, let's address it. What you sponsor via PayPal is the foundation of me getting to. Well, the plan is still to get back to Atlanta for closing arguments, if there now will be closing arguments. if there is not, say it becomes a mistrial, I'm still getting back to Atlanta, hopefully for meetings with the lawyers in this. At least I will try to get together with Doug. I have the info. I have all the information. I have the contact information for all the lawyers. Hopefully, I can get meetings with them. If it is a mistrial now, oh, that ruins my planning. But I will make something work. Maybe, how's Atlanta at Christmas? Just a thought, but then again, it's Christmas. Who wants to hang around an old Jesus Christ? Who wants to hang around an? Oh, by the way, Christmas is good for Santa Claus. Yeah, I will make something happen. Oh, you can alternatively go join the YSL release party that I assume will be a banger of a party if mistrial and they get released. Oh yeah. Oh, I want, folks. I want to meet Mr. Williams. I want to meet Mr. Williams. Hopefully, I can make that happen. I do know his lawyer. Enjoy the coast when I go to Georgia. Georgia have a coast? Aren't you landlocked? Yeah, if they do retry this, the impeachment for the defense is going to, I mean, nobody is reliable. Jekyll Island on the Georgia coast. Okay. Jekyll Island, Georgia. Ooh, that looks amazing. Oh, you're not landlocked. Oh, you go all the way out there? Hold on. I thought you were landlocked. I'm not good at US.
Will he be arriving soon?
I'm not good at geography even for my own country. Gulf Coast. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. More. So Florida is the penis of Georgia then, or? Would all those plea deals still be in effect, or just those for the witnesses that haven't testified yet? The plea deals are, those are done because they admitted to crimes, so the plea deals will still be in effect. Oh, Florida is America's penis. Okay, thank you, Valhalla. I went to Georgia in August, but that was I only went to Atlanta and then I drove north. Oh, I should do a road trip around Georgia, just Georgia, at some point, maybe this spring, or I don't know. Pippi Longstocking is on the stand. Cultural appropriation. Pippi Longstocking is on the stand. Who is that now again? Oh yeah. Okay, okay, we're getting close to when it actually happens. This is the testimony that leads to mistrial motion number 49. Oh, this will be interesting. So, direct examination of him. Yeah, no, Kursan. Let's not get into what Pippi Longstocking's father was the king of. Okay, let's try to catch. Folks, what's his name? You know it better than I do.
Wani Lee, W-U-N-I-E, last name Lee, L-A-E,
Mr. Lee.
And good afternoon. How old are you?
25.
And are you employed?
Yes,
What do you do for work?
music.
And when you say you do music, what do you mean?
I make music,
What type of music do you make?
hip hop, hip hop.
Do you have a name that you perform under?
Slime like shouter.
And are you signed to a record label?
Yes,
What label?
Alamo Records,
And when did you first sign to Alamo Records?
2018.
And I should ask, how long have you been in the music industry?
Since then,
Since 2018. Have you been signed to any other label besides Alamo?
no.
Where are you from originally?
Atlanta,
And what part of Atlanta?
Southside, Cleveland, Avenue.
And did you go to school?
Yes,
Where did you go to school? Elementary, middle, and if you went to high school?
Cleveland Avenue Elementary School. You said middle school too?
Yes, sir.
Crawford Long Middle School
Okay.
and Carver High School.
Carver?
Yeah, Carver High School.
Carver. After leaving high school, is that when you started your music career?
During high school, like my last year in high school, or like 11th grade or something. I didn't get serious till after high school though.
You said you didn't get serious until after high school?
Yeah.
And that was around that 2018 year we just talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. As you were growing up in the Cleveland Avenue area, did you ever hear of a gang called Rock Crew?
I heard of it growing up. I didn't know if it was a gang or what it was, but yeah, I know what it is.
And how did you know about Rock Crew?
Because they had popular songs.
What were some of their songs that they had that were popular?
I don't know by heart right now. I just knew like there was the music back then.
Do you know who were some of the artists who were with Rock Crew?
One of them, Big Boo.
And was he performing as a hip hop artist?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
It was some younger people too, like my friends and stuff.
Who are some of the younger people?
They locked up or dead.
Do you have names of some of those individuals?
Let me see. My partners who locked up right now, twin, they used to rap.
Do you know their given name or
Their first and last name?
or their first name?
Nah.
Anyone else outside of Twin?
Rudy. He rapped too back then when we was younger.
Anyone else you can think of?
As of right now, yeah, that's it, I think.
Now you just spoke about Big Boo. Did you know his given name?
His real name? No.
And did you have your own personal relationship with Big Boo?
Yeah, when I got older.
Now, did there come a time when you were younger that some members of Rock Crew began calling themselves YSL?
Mm-hmm.
You said, mm-hmm.
You asking me that, or
Yes.
what?
I'm asking you.
Can you say it again?
Sure. As you got older, were there members of Rock Crew who then became members of YSL?
Yes.
Who were those some of those individuals?
Everybody, because YSL music took off and rock crew music died, or just I don't know. Boo got old, so I don't know.
So who are some of these people? You're saying everybody. So who's the everybody who was a part of the music?
Basically, everybody from my neighborhood.
So everybody from your neighborhood was doing music?
There's a lot of people from doing music from my neighborhood though, but not everybody was doing music though. I'm just saying like everybody in the whole, all the people that were rapping or doing music or supported the music was on some YSL stuff now. Like it wasn't rapping Rock Crew or under that name.
Okay. So tell me some of the people.
That's interesting. Judge Whitaker was upset yesterday because he wanted to take a coworker to lunch. Found out that today is Fani's birthday. Interesting.
That we're talking about.
Me, myself,
Okay.
my friends who I just told you about. Jeffrey. I can't think of everybody's name.
And what does YSL stand for?
It has multiple meanings.
Tell me some of the meanings.
I say it has multiple meanings, definitions, or what it stands for.
So tell me some of the meanings.
Young stoner life, young slime life, young successful lifestyle. I think that's all I can remember right now.
So let's talk about young stoner life.
Mm-hmm.
When do you distinguish between young stoner life, young slime life, and young successful lifestyle?
You said when? Did I?
Yeah, how do you distinguish between the two? When do you use young stoner life versus young slime life?
Slime part is just like the lingo of it. Like we'll just call each other or something. You wouldn't call your friend or something like stoner. What's up, stoner? We just say like, what's up, slime or something. So that's how I think young slime life is used. Young stoner life, from what I know, was I'm just say like a way of life as far as music. Or I mean, not the music, but like getting high, or like a hippie, or I don't know.
And outside of the music, is YSL a gang?
You said outside of the music?
Yes, sir.
Some people treat it like that.
What do you treat it as?
I treated it that way before.
You treated it as a gang before?
Yeah.
When did you stop treating it as a gang?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know.
You said you don't remember. And when you say you treated it as a gang, what do you mean?
I don't really know. I never thought about that. I don't know how to answer that.
How old were you when you joined YSL, the gang?
Can you tell me what you mean by like join? Like, are you talking about?
What would you consider joining?
I'm saying, like, do you mean join, like, because you know, like, to get in the gang, you join the gang, like, you get beat up or something like that.
How did you become a member of YSL?
My music got popping and I became a known face in my neighborhood. And I started coming around and going to studios and stuff.
So was that how you became a part of the gang YSL, or that's how you became affiliated with the music of YSL?
I'm gonna say that's how I became affiliate of the music of YSL. But as far as joining a gang or something like that, I never like joined. We just all grew up together. There was no time to join or when I joined. We just all know each other from school and grew up together and stuff like that. But I mean, I came around like I forgot, was 2019 or 18, one of those years, when I came around as far as like officially being YSL.
How do you become officially YSL?
Just coming around more and rapping.
Is everyone that is affiliated with, and I'm talking specifically the gang YSL, rappers?
Some people.
So, but not everyone?
Some people rap. A lot of people rap, but everybody doesn't take it serious. Some people just rap just because they want to rap, because they want to follow the trend.
I definitely understand that, but I want to ask specifically, is everyone who's a part of YSL a gang trying?
All right. From Sadie Nash. YSL members might come home on bond. That, according to Sadie Nash, is what the meeting was about. Okay. But this is Sadie's. No, Sadie's a good guy. If he has the information, he has the information. I don't see any confirmation of it. But I mean, bond is good. Mistrial is better. So we'll see. We'll see. If it's just bond, then yeah, we need confirmation, and that will probably be tomorrow morning. But I will still have this mistrial watch up.
On a rap or rappers?
Can you say it again?
Sure. Is everyone who is a part of YSL the gang rapping or try to be rappers?
I don't know. I think so. Everybody try to rap.
Are there anyone, is there
Her questions here are so disingenuous because she tries to inflict, oh, they were primarily gangs, but they also rapped, and this guy just, I made music. What you're talking about? That's all he did, made music. Yeah, she's being slick. Samantha, question, can he just agree to everything on the plea deal and then the defense asks if he signed the plea deal saying he had to say this or go to jail? Or can they not talk about the plea deal? They can always ask. It didn't go so well for Sledge on his plea deal. As anyone know why the video today cut off without any ruling on anything? Well, everybody went home and the judge is contemplating mistrial. That is to my understanding what happened. Let's continue.
anyone in YSL the gang who's not trying to rap?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I want to ask if you know a few people, okay? Do you know Marquavius Huey?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you know him?
I didn't know his real name until now, until this trial, but how do I know him? Me and his little brother went to school together. Me and his little brother was in the same class. And I always just knew he had a big brother named Quay.
And is
And,
that, sorry.
and seen him a couple times, stuff like that.
And is that what you called him, Quay?
Yeah, I think that's what his name used to be back then.
And you said you went to school with his little brother. Do you know how old he is, Quay?
Quay, how old he is?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Did you ever used to hang out with Quay
When?
at any time?
Not growing up. He came to the studio with me a couple times. That's it. We never hung out outside of the studio.
When did you start seeing him around the studio? About, if we're in 2024, how long ago was that?
I don't know. I can't remember the exact date.
And do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could just identify him by article of clothing he's wearing.
You said identify what?
But identify him by article of clothing he's wearing.
He next to the lawyer with the brown. I think he got on brown too.
Okay. Thank you. Your Honor, let the record reflect that he's identified Mr. Huey.
Hearsay reflect.
Do you know another individual by the name of Quamarvius Nichols?
Yeah.
Or another Quay?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
And how do you know, how long have you?
Bridget, why would they just want a bond when they can get a mistrial? I'm not entirely sure. If this was over here in Sweden, people get released awaiting sentencing or awaiting verdict if the court, that is the court saying you're either going to be acquitted or there will be a light sentence. That is what happens we don't have a bond system, but it is an indicator of a coming ruling over here. If it is the same thing in Georgia, getting them bond could be speculatively awaiting the judge's ruling. So yeah, but I don't know. I simply don't know. We'll just have to wait for the prosecution's office to get information out.
I knew him longer, I think, since I was a kid. We didn't hang though, but I just knew who he was. I was younger than him though.
And do you have a friendship or relationship with him?
Not a strong bond, but we know each other.
And do you see him here today?
No, actually. Oh yeah, I see him now.
And if you identify him as well?
I can't see what he got on. He just got the dreads up.
Okay.
In the air.
And all right. Is he towards the back of the room, the front of the room, or
To
somewhere
the back.
else? Is he sitting in between anyone?
Yeah, I think his lawyer.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that he's identified.
It's really not, that could be a couple of different people.
There's two lawyers right there. He right there, and there's a lady next to him on the left side of him.
Right now, let the record
All right,
reflect.
it'll say reflect.
Mr. Jingles is outside at the
Do you know
moment.
someone named Shannon?
Yeah, Mr. Jingles is not indoors at the moment. He is out keeping the farm clean from rodents, being a good kitten.
Yes.
And do you call him Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you call him anything else or just Shannon?
I think I just say Shannon.
All
I
right.
don't know.
How long have you known Shannon?
I don't remember.
Is
I don't.
it
The Supreme Court came back with the Steele decision. But I don't think they addressed I actually don't think they addressed the ex parte as being okay. They mentioned it, but their ruling was only because the appeal was to Mr. Steele's him being the contempt, which the Supreme Court ruled no, he's not. They are reversing that decision. They mentioned the ex parte, but I don't think they made a ruling to the ex parte because the ex parte is not up for Supreme Court decision. It will be eventually, but both Judge Glanville and Judge Whitaker denied the certificate for the defense to bring the ex parte in itself to the Supreme Court. So I don't actually think it was addressed as in a ruling.
Remember when I met him?
Is it longer than you've known Quay, the two Quays?
No.
Shorter than that?
Yeah.
And what is your relationship like, if any, with him?
Now?
Let's talk about before now.
Oh, we were cool.
Are you still cool now?
I don't know him right now. He been locked.
Yeah, former Judge Peterson got yeeted. She was a Georgia local judge. I did cover that a few months ago, so I have the video. Let me get it for you so you can get my commentary on it. Dun dun dun. Here it is. There it is.
Up for a couple of years.
I posted it in the
Well, I
chat,
supposed
the
to say
link
that?
to that one.
Disregard that.
And just listen to the question that I ask you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you know someone by the name of Yak?
Yes.
How long?
I got a question.
Do you need to talk to your lawyer?
Nah, I'm just trying to see. I ain't supposed to say that or something. Well,
Don't worry about it. Just move on to the next question.
all right.
How long have you known Yak?
I don't remember when I met him. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. Is it longer than you know any of these other people? The first three people I asked you about.
Not longer than I knew the Quays.
Okay.
I knew them when I was younger.
Okay.
I probably met Yak when I was about 18, 19, 18. When I started rapping seriously.
Next, Jeffrey Williams. How long have you known Mr. Williams?
Like the same thing as Yak.
Okay. And then Rodalius Ryan.
I've known him since a kid.
Are you older or younger than him?
Older.
Do you know how much older you are?
Not exactly. A couple of years though.
And do you have a nickname for him?
I can't hear you.
Do you have a nickname for him?
A nickname that I have for him?
Do you call him something?
Oh, Leroy.
What is your relationship like with what, just generally, what is your relationship like? Good, bad, indifferent? What is your relationship like with Little Rod?
Right now.
Just period.
Oh, good relationship.
And do you see Shannon, Diamante, Jeffrey, and Rodalius in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Appreciate that. So that's stipulated too.
All right. Do you see Diamante, just describe him by the article close?
Did I just talk over an importance? Okay, let's go back a bit.
About.
Not longer than I knew the Quays.
Okay.
I knew them when I was younger.
Okay.
I probably met Yak when I was about 18, 19, 18. When I started rapping seriously.
Next, Jeffrey Williams. How long have you known Mr. Williams?
Like the same thing as Yak.
Okay. And then Rodalius Ryan.
I've known him since a kid.
Are you older or younger than him?
Older.
Do you know how much older you are?
Not exactly. A couple of years though.
And do you have a nickname for him?
I can't hear you.
Do you have a nickname for him?
A nickname that I have for him?
Do you call him something?
Oh, Leroy.
What is your relationship like with, just generally, what is your relationship like? Good, bad, indifferent? What is your relationship like with Little Rod?
Right now.
Just period.
Oh, good relationship.
And do you see Shannon, Diamante, Jeffrey, and Rodalius in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Appreciate that. So that's stipulated too.
All right. Do you see Diamante, just describe him by the article clothing he's wearing?
You said, do I see who?
Yak or Diamante.
Yeah.
What is he wearing?
Like a trench coat.
Is he sitting next to
A
him?
yellow, tan. I don't know what color that is, but a trench coat next to the lady.
All right. Y'all let the record reflect. Is he sitting between two ladies?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see the other lady right there.
Y'all let the record reflect that he's identified Diamante Kendrick.
Okay, the record will so reflect, and I don't know if jury, y'all been explained what a stipulation is. That just means everybody agrees, so you can accept that as a fact. That as to Mr. Stillwell, that this witness knows and can identify Mr. Stillwell. All
You
right.
see Mr. Williams?
All right. And so it is now, you can accept as fact that this witness knows and can identify Mr. Williams.
And then last, Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
And where is he seated and what is he?
In the front row, next to his lawyers.
All right. Y'all let the record reflect that he's identified. Is he sitting on the right side of his
Right
focus?
side.
Y'all let the record reflect that he's identified Mr. Ryan.
We need to probably do a little bit better than that with the identification.
What is he wearing?
A suit.
All right. And so you can now accept this fact that this witness knows and can identify Mr. Ryan.
Thank you. All right, just a few more people. Do you know someone by the name of Trontavious Stevens?
Yes.
All right. And do you have a nickname for him?
Talking about Slug.
Is that what you called him?
Oh yeah.
All right. How long have you known Slug?
I don't know. Like 2018 or something, I think, when he got out.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
All right. Do you know someone by the name of Darius Ford?
Yes, I do.
All right. And when he was living, how long had you known him?
Like all my life.
Did you all grow up together?
No.
Okay. How did you know him all your life?
My brother was best friends with his big brother.
Okay.
and they played sports together. So I always knew him when I was a little kid.
What about Christian McMiller?
What about him?
Do you know him?
Yes,
All right. What you call him?
Christian,
How long had you known him?
since a kid.
And what about Durante Beebe?
Hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes,
How'd you know him?
we grew up together.
And then last, Demekion Garlington.
Who?
Demekion Garlington.
You asked me how long did I know him?
Do you know him?
I know him. Yeah, I know him.
And how do you know him?
I don't even know how I know him.
And does he have a nickname?
D.
Now, do you have any tattoos, Mr. Lee?
Yes,
And specifically, I want to ask, do you have any tattoos with the wording Rudy?
yes.
Okay. And who is Rudy?
My little brother.
Is he your biological little brother or someone you call your little brother?
I just call him my little brother.
And your tattoo with Rudy, what, if anything, does it say?
Long live Rudy.
Long live Rudy.
Long live.
And within the Cleveland Avenue area, do some people call themselves the Rudy Gang?
You said there's some people who call themselves that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really a gang though.
What's the significance? Tell the jury about a Rudy Gang.
His family made that for him. They're just showing that they for him. Like they doing it for him. I don't know. They just say a gang.
Now, do you have social media?
Yeah.
And specifically, do you have Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. What is your IG handle?
Slime Light Shopping.
How long have you had that Instagram handle?
I don't remember.
Okay.
When I made it, I don't know.
We're in 2024. Did you have it last year?
Yeah.
You know what, let me ask you a better question. From the time you got into the music industry in 2018, have you had that Instagram handle?
Yeah.
What is your primary purpose of using Instagram?
My primary purpose is just social media. I think I would have had an Instagram whether I rap or not. So just social media.
And have you used IG to post photos?
Yes.
Have you used IG to direct message people?
Yes.
Have you been in group chats on IG?
Yes.
Right. Have you been in group chats or had DMs on IG with Jeffrey Williams?
Yes.
What was his Instagram name?
What is his Instagram name?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff. I don't know. What's his Instagram name now? You said what was it then?
Yeah. When you were communicating with him using your IG, what
I think it's the same Thugger.
is it? Thugger or something else?
I think it's Thugger. I think that's his Instagram name right now.
Have you ever used the handle Thugger1?
I think. You said, have I ever used it?
Have you ever messaged him using that handle Thugger1?
Yeah, I think so.
Trontavious Stevens or Tick, did you ever IG him? Or excuse me, direct message him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you recall what his Instagram handle was?
I don't remember by heart.
Have you ever heard of the handle _1slug?
Yeah, that probably was it.
Christian McMiller, did you ever direct message him on Instagram?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Have you ever direct message the Instagram OE5 or O5E and Drive Slim?
Ocean Drive Slim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Was that Christian McMillan?
Yeah.
All right. Darius Ford, did you ever IG or direct message him on Instagram?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And was his Instagram at real1_FR?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Demekion Garlington? Did you ever direct message him on Instagram?
From what I've seen in the indictment, yeah. But I don't remember his Instagram though.
And then Shannon Still, have you ever Instagram him or direct message him on Instagram? Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall sending here what his Instagram handle was?
Not by heart.
Okay. Have you ever IG'd him on an Instagram handle, OG.BOOL?
Yeah, I think so.
Today, have you had the opportunity to look through or look at some of your Instagram records in preparation for your testimony today?
Yes.
Permission to approach, Your Honor. Oh,
You may.
or no, Mr. Chart. I'm showing you what's been marked as 31NN, 31NNA, 30NN, 30NNA, 32NN, 32NNA, 33NN, 33NNA, 34NN.
Remember, folks, what she is presenting now among among those papers are the things that should have been redacted. She told the court she would redact. Open court, on the record. We will redact.
N 34NNA and 35NNA. Are these the items that we went over today?
Yeah, you showed me that.
Okay. And were they the items associated with your Instagram account, slimelife.shawty?
Yeah, from what these papers say.
Okay. And you're on this time say would like to tender Stacey did with 30 NN to 35 NNA, 30 NN and 30 NNA through 35 NN and 35 NNA into evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach briefly?
You may.
Now, there might have been more, but I haven't gotten to them yet. But sidebar counter 313. Yeah, I know there has been more than that, but I haven't streamed them yet. So, as of now, sidebar counter 313. And through the magic of recapping, skipping ahead. Polly Popcorn says, "Hey Nick, I saw a Bigfoot Christmas tree ornament today and thought of you." Yeah, for you who don't know, when I was in the United States, I was on the I-75 headed to Chattanooga when I saw this huge billboard, Sasquatch Museum. And I immediately pulled over in the next exit, Googled, where is this? As it turns out, it was over an hour away. So I got myself a hotel room outside of Chattanooga, spent the night there, and then drove to the to the Sasquatch Museum and Research Center at Blue Ridge, Georgia, and it was amazing. Due to the hurricane, I don't know how they are, because that area was hit. I hope it's still there, and that everybody is okay. Chris A, thank you for your $5 super chat. A $5 whiteout pen would have saved the state. Yeah, but that assumes they are competent, and they are not. Thank you so much, Chris A, for your support of this channel. Thank you so much. And they are back.
I'm going to approach again. And Ms. Westmoreland, we're getting ready to do that. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 36 NN, 37 NN, 38 NN, and 39 NN.
I need to keep that.
Yes, you can. Did you see those earlier today as well?
Yeah.
Say no?
I said, yeah.
Okay. And first looking at 36 NN, do you recognize the people in that photo?
Yes.
And does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the people who are in that photograph?
Yeah, I think so.
Now showing you 37 NN. Do you recognize the person that's inside of 37 NN?
Yeah.
Looking at 38 NN, do you recognize the person in 38 NN?
You said, do I recognize who?
The person standing next to you in 38 NN.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay. And does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of you and the person standing next to you in 38 NN?
Yeah.
And 39 NN, do you recognize the individuals in that photograph, 39 NN?
Yeah.
And how did you recognize? And excuse me, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the people inside of 39 NN?
Can you repeat that?
Does that look or appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the individuals inside of 39 NN?
Yeah.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 36 through 39 NN.
Those are admitted.
And I'm going to first show you State's Exhibit 36 NN. Who is in this picture in 36 NN?
Me and Shane.
Okay. And was this photo taken in October of 2020, or was this photo taken at a different time?
I don't know when it was taken. I just see when they post.
All right. And earlier we talked about Instagram pages. Is this Mr. Stillwell's Instagram page?
I think so.
All right. And can you read for the jury what the caption says?
Fuck the other side. Put them on TV about
Hold
my
on.
dogs.
You got to slow down because the court reporter is taking it down.
Go ahead and read it. Just read it a little bit more slowly.
Fuck the other side. Put them on TVs.
The judge here told him to just read it. It does not say read only what's on the screen. He has the papers in front of him and the screen in front of him. It is like they. It is not specific. He does what the judge ordered him to do. Remember that.
About my dogs. Soldier reads bloody teeth, Glock with beam about my dogs. Cause a scene about my dogs. I'm going too fast.
Yes. Go ahead. Slow it down. I
Where
know
you
you
want
want to
me to
wrap
go
it,
to?
but slow it down.
Where you want me to start at?
You can start from the beginning.
Say it again. F the other side. Put them on TVs about my dogs. Soldier reads bloody tees, Glocks with beams about my dogs. Clear the scene about my dog. If he F with them, you can't F with me. No, he is not my dog. That's it.
No, keep going. Keep reading the rest of it.
The rest of it is not my song.
Okay, so the first portion is your song.
Yeah.
All right. But I want you to read the rest of the post, though, for me.
So the judge ordered him to just read it. Now, the prosecution tells him, just read the post. They are not conditioning it on the posting on the screen. He's just doing what he's told to do.
Even if our position ever come down to being back to back, that's just how we're gonna rock out against whoever with you.
All right. And are there some hashtags?
No slime left behind.
All right. And is that an emoji next to that hashtag?
It looked like a crazy emoji. I never seen that.
Okay. What's the next hashtag?
2 B's.
Do you know what that signifies?
Big business.
All right. And what else does the rest of it say?
Many more blessings and riches, I say.
And is someone tagged?
I don't know who that is. Oh, there's somebody who made some clothes.
All right.
Real feel. I don't know who that is.
Okay. And what else does the rest of the post say for the record?
Thank you for this exclusive ass hat and for this crazy ass one of none hoodie.
And then someone else tagged.
Somebody named Marilyn.
She's asking about hashtags and who is tagged. Not all of that is shown here on the screen. This means she is actually asking about the thing, the paper he has in front of him.
Is totally responsible.
Okay. And when was this post posted?
2020.
All right. Now, the verse that you quoted, your verse, what song is that from?
Dang, I forget about it. For those Dang, I don't even remember.
Okay.
I really don't. I think, is it What a Love at?
And was that a song that came out before 2020 or in 2020?
It probably came out in 2020
And in looking at this picture, do you know where you and Mr. Stillwell were when you took
at
it?
the studio.
All right. And do you have a particular studio that you used to go to?
No,
Okay. Where was this studio located?
I can't remember by heart, but it looked like, geez, I don't remember.
Look at what she is holding in her hand, what she is basing her questions on. I could bet money that is an unredacted copy. Mr. Lee has an unredacted copy. This is important going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I remember.
All right. That's fine. Course indulgence for one moment.
Yeah, we are getting close to the actual event here.
Ms. Westmoreland?
Now, Miss
What
Westmoreland.
does no slime left behind mean?
I think that's just what it means. No slime left behind. Let me see.
Yeah. Miss Westmoreland
I'm going to
just,
show you what's
they have had this discussion during break. It is clear before lunch they will redact some things again in front of Mr. Lee and in front of Miss Hilton is the unredacted copy.
marked as 37 and admitted, excuse
Oh,
me.
that was my mixtape name. That's why he put the hashtag. He was supporting my mixtape.
Your mixtape was No Slime Left Behind.
Yes.
What made you name your mixtape No Slime Left Behind?
Like the No Child Left Behind thing that's that, you know, in school.
Okay.
I just named it that. No Slime Left Behind.
And when you were talking about slime, who were you referencing anyone particular?
No, not nobody in particular. No, I just wanted to be different. I just named it that.
I'm going to publish 37 NN. Who is in 37 NN?
OG Boo. OG Boo.
And who is that?
Shannon.
All right. And can you read for the jury the caption?
Read his caption.
Yes.
On the screen is redacted. In his hand and in front of her is unredacted.
Said ain't none more compatible than a trench. A carbon while in the trenches.
And then is there a hashtag?
Hashtag no slime left behind. Hashtag 2Bs.
Now, there are those two, then redacted, and then book in riches.
Life size.
And is there another hashtag?
Free Quay.
They never conditioned him on reading from the screen, not the paper in front of him. She read next what was after, what's the next Hashtag. Let's go back and listen here.
And is there another hashtag?
Is there another hashtag? Now on screen, there is only one more. The problem is he's holding in his hand the unredacted version.
Free Quay.
Is there another hashtag on the screen?
On the screen. Now she conditioned it.
Oh no,
Your Honor,
it's in this paper
Your
right here. You
Honor.
got me reading.
Your Honor, I have to.
Yeah. She gave him that paper. Now you hear on her reaction here is, oh crap. She didn't condition him on reading from the screen. Not until after she discovered her mistake. Oh, you're supposed to read from the screen. That should have been said before he started reading. Before they even put this up. This is on the prosecution alone. To not do it. To not read. I mean, again, the sloppiness of this prosecution.
And is there another hashtag?
Free Quay.
Is there another hashtag on the screen?
Oh no,
Your Honor,
it's in this paper
Your
right here. You
Honor.
got me reading.
Your Honor,
It's on this paperwork you got me read. Yeah. This is all on the prosecution for not prepping their witness. He should not have that unredacted paper. Yeah, hey, Stephanie, same thought. He should not have had that unredacted paper in the first place. He should have got them. Is this the ones? Yes. And then she should have taken them back. This is all on the prosecution. All of it. And it's not the first time they do this kind of crap. It is 100% on the state. How? I mean, there is the term, you can't unring a bell. This is a damn glockenspiel throughout this trial, over and over again, over and over again.
I have to make a motion.
Yeah, she has to make a motion.
I wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking at this paper.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's fine, don't worry about it. She should have told him, stop talking. The jury hears all of this. Now it is pointed out to them, oh, this was important that we weren't supposed to hear. You can't unring these things all the time. There are too many things. It's insanity.
Can I ask you to step outside for just a minute? And jury, I'll excuse you all for just a minute. Mr. Lee, can you step outside for a minute for me, please? Thank you.
Yeah, this is. Hold on, I need to go fetch something here. Hold on. Let me show you. I will go fetch it. It is this channel's motto. Hold on. You've heard of the expression, you can't put the toothpaste back into the tube. You cannot unring the bell. Or as this channel's motto, You can't un-F a cluster F. This is in my merch store, by the way. You can't do this over and over and over again. The cumulative effect of all this. You can't unfuck a clusterfuck. You simply can't. Especially not when this fustercluck has been going on since day one. Remember, there was a motion for mistrial during state's opening statements. You can't put the crap back into the horse. And yet, it seems like Judge Whitaker keeps trying to unfuck a fustercluck. Yeah, and Page said 0 more chances 20 chances ago.
Your Honor, we're making a motion for mistrial on behalf of Mr. Nichols. We're not going to be able to unring this bell. Your Honor, this is the exact same issue that while we were at the bench, I brought it up. It was Exhibit 37NN that there was a hashtag on that exhibit that said Free Quay, which would definitely indicate to the jury that Quay, has spent time in jail or in prison. The state agreed. We stipulated that they would redact it. And then the state presented, I guess, to the witness the unredacted version, didn't prep him to not comment on it, and he did. And Your Honor, before we had the opportunity for you to preside over us, this happened already again. And I made a motion for mistrial. Now it's happened again. So now the jury has repeatedly heard about Mr. Nichols being in jail, being in prison, and you cannot unring that bell. We would ask for a mistrial.
Your Honor, Carter Matthews or Mr. Marquavius Huey, we join in that motion for mistrial. And what's important for this court to know is that 45 minutes ago, there had been a reference to a person being in jail. Now, this witness has identified Marquavius Huey and has also identified Marquavius Nichols. So all the state had to do was ask this honorable court for an opportunity to have this witness maybe step out of the courtroom and go over with that witness that, we don't need to say anything about someone in jail, what have you. That did not happen before he went on the stand, nor after that first slip up by this witness. There may have even been a document right there on the witness stand that should have been pulled from the state of Georgia from that witness stand so that this could have been avoided. So, Your Honor, we are joining in that motion as well.
Oh, hang on. It's all right. You just didn't know, but we'll let you know when to come back in, okay?
So we join in that motion, Your Honor.
Your Honor, and I just want to briefly add that it is painfully obvious that the state is not prepping their witnesses. You can tell by the way when the witness spoke the first time and he said, oops, am I not supposed to say that? Like, oh, I had no idea, which makes it obvious that the state had not spoke to him, had not prepped them. And this has happened repeatedly. It's happening over and over again, Your Honor, and we're just not going to be able to unring 100 bells.
And finally, Your Honor, Mr. Marquavius Huey, it's been established that that his nickname is Quay.
Okay, isn't there going to be, we talked today about, isn't there going to be a stipulation that references to Quay, at least at some points, are not either Mr. Nichols or Mr. Huey? We did.
Yes, you're right. And that's a few things. So one, Your Honor, it was not intentional because we clearly. put-
Okay, but it was
Could-
sloppy because I presume he's reading from the document that you handed him instead of reading from the screen.
And we should have instructed him to read from the screen, but.
Or you
when-
should have presented him with a document that had that part redacted.
issue-
It's just sloppy.
The issue came while he was on the stand, Your Honor. So the issue did not come prior to. Ms. Westmoreland walked up to me while he was on the stand and said, I'm going to have an issue with that. Can you redact it? That is when the state became aware.
Then
Well-
it should have occurred to you, you know what? I'm handing him a hard copy of this document that is unredacted. I
But
mean,
not if there's multiple quays, Your Honor. If, I don't know which quay that. they
hang
were-
on. Can we stop having people come in and out when I've asked the witness to step out and every time the door opens, they can hear what we're talking about? Please, just for a few seconds. I'm not asking anybody who's in here to leave. God have mercy, y'all. Huh?
The state is in charge of the witness and they're supposed to be guiding the witness to the room.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be.
And so that is the point in which we learned of it is we redacted it on here. Ms. Westmoreland brought it up here.
Yeah,
when
and
I
you
came back-
didn't read it. I mean, so the
But I
jury
said-
didn't see it, but now the jury has heard it. I don't think it is really that, much of a crisis because there is going to be this stipulation that Quay is not always either of these defendants.
But it hasn't been brought in yet, Judge Whitaker. You cannot base this ruling on what might happen in the future. You cannot do. Oh no, Judge Whitaker. There is no way in hell you can excuse what the prosecution does based on what might happen in the future. You only have what happened there and then. Because the stipulation might be redrawn, just as the prosecution redrew calling some witnesses, despite getting the evidence in. Remember the texts that the claim was, oh, they can cross-examine that witness? Seriously? You just had this argument this morning, this very morning. And now you're claiming the complete opposite.
So, nor is it obvious to everybody that free whomever is such a quote about who knows, everything these days. And so
Not in a trial setting. Judge Whitaker, this is a trial. They have heard free somebody before. They know that in this context, it is about somebody in prison. Stop making excuses for the state. You are, Judge Whitaker, you are there as a neutral part, as a referee, having the law in front of you. That
it doesn't necessarily indicate that whomever Quay spent time in jail or in custody or in prison or anything. I mean, they say it about, Hollywood stars who are.
Judge Whitaker, this is no, this is stupid. This is not a Hollywood setting. This isn't this isn't the free the nipple movement. This is a RICO trial where people are on trial for crimes. Free in this context is free from prison or free from jail. There's no other interpretation.
or in a breakup. It's a really, it's not so obviously, oh, this must mean this person was in prison. But also, we were already saying Quay isn't either of these people. So let's just,
And
whether this was one of these people or I don't even know who it did refer to.
And we don't know because it's not his post. He was reading someone else's post. So it could be a multitude of
Okay.
Quays.
You talked to his attorney
Yes.
earlier, right?
Yes.
And did you get any kind of an indication? I don't know if this
It
was
wasn't
one
an
of the
issue
things you
ear-
were gonna, but it's an issue now. And you said before lunch that you were gonna ask Mr. Rubin.
Yes, we did ask.
Do you know at this point whether the free Quay referenced, this wasn't even his post, was it?
It wasn't, and there wasn't an issue until Mr. West. So when I talked to Mr. Rubin at lunchtime, this wasn't something I was going to address with him because it wasn't I did not realize it was an issue. Mr. Rubin found out for me that Slat Quay is not either of these two Quays.
Okay, but this isn't Slat Quay. This is just Quay.
Right.
I know. So why doesn't everybody, well, they don't know how it's spelled. They only heard it. Why doesn't everybody just enter into some sort of a stipulation that the free Quay or the reference to Quay just now isn't either of these people?
That is
I don't
Yes.
know if it is, so it was.
Whether it, okay, so
even this state says we don't know which one it is, which means that jury can make that reference that it's somebody on. Oh God, no. Hey, Cat in the chat became a member. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. Oh. Thank you for getting my blood pressure a bit down. Brings us to 9 new members. 9 new members. Thank you. But it's still referring to freeing somebody. Freeing somebody in this context is freeing, and they heard Quay. Stipulating here won't solve it. And if Quay might not be any of these people, then why the flaming spork is any reference of Quay allowed in? Any? Why are they even allowed to reference Quay if there are so many of them you can't really tell which one it is?
Your Honor, the state can enter stipulation that we weren't referencing any. We as the state of Georgia.
okay, that is not a reference to, if you would prefer that.
I don't know what the poster is referencing.
I don't honestly really care what the poster was referencing. What I'm trying to do is fix your sloppiness.
You have no obligation to fix the state's sloppiness. None. None. No obligation whatsoever to fix the state's sloppiness. That is not an argument in itself.
So that everybody won't have wasted, 10, 12 months of their lives in this trial.
Yeah, we can agree.
There it is. Been waiting for that one. That is in my opinion, that right there is an unforced error. You cannot apply the sunk cost fallacy when it comes to rulings. That is an unforced error. That is, in my opinion, automatic reversal on appeal. Sunk cost fallacy means we don't want to have this time wasted. That should never be an argument. In the private sector, it means cut your losses. The people who are unable to cut their losses end up in bankruptcy. They keep going on a lost cause, on a lost business idea, a business idea that simply does not have merit. And they keep putting money and time into something, and they end up in bankruptcy. In this legal setting, the sunk cost fallacy means our faith in the Georgia judicial system. You cannot apply sunk cost fallacy in a legal setting. It is not a legal argument. Even Judge Glanville, when the defense tried to apply cost, said, no, that is not, you cannot apply that. That is not legal. He banned the defense from using a sunk cost fallacy. And now Judge Whitaker is actively using this sunk cost fallacy on this trial to keep it going. If she does not grant a mistrial with or without prejudice and she doesn't redact that very comment, that is an unforced error, reversal on appeal. Another example of sunk cost fallacy: you have been in a bad relationship for 3 years, say, but you keep, hey, I've spent 3 years on this, I can't get out of it because I've invested so much in it, when you should just get out of it. That's a sunk cost fallacy. If you're in a bad relationship, love is gone, but you feel you have invested too much in it, you may have an apartment or live together. Now, well, if you have kids, then yeah, make another effort. But at the end, sunk cost fallacy is not, it's a bad one. But that is why it is a fallacy, because it is a losing argument. We've invested too much in this. There's no such thing in a legal setting. We invested too much in this. No, that's not a legal argument. If the error from the state, if their sloppiness causes things to happen, then it is your obligation to grant a mistrial without this is bad lawyering all along, both from the state and from the judge at this point. Let's take one of my cases, labor law. I have to use an example that is older than 10 years, and I don't have a non-disclosure at place. There was a company, let's call it Company A. They had invested in a production line, but they had no sales. We, as union rep and negotiator, we warned that company, you cannot put more money into this. The company will go under. And this wasn't even, we more or less had no say in it because it's the company's money. They can lose it if they want to. But for our members, the employees, the workers, they saw this coming a mile away, saying, for God's sake, we have a profitable product line. We have several profitable product lines. Let's focus on those, not this one that you keep pouring money into. And they kept pouring money into it. And then they went belly up. They laid off everyone. Because they thought they had a great idea. Just put some more money into it, put some more time into it, and it will work. And it didn't work. And they ran out of money and they went belly up. And every worker, hundreds, was laid off because a handful of people in the development had the ear of the owners. And I mean, the owners in dollar amount was I mean, we are talking about probably in the neighborhood of, in US currency, over $1 billion in losses, just because they could not cut their losses. And in a legal matter, you're not even allowed to do that. You are not allowed to apply the sunk cost fallacy. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, do it now. Y'all work on that. I'm going to take 5 minutes.
Yeah. Sylvia, good comment. She says, it really irks my damn nerves when she says or implies that such actions is not a big deal. This is someone's life, freedom on the line. Let's skip ahead to when she comes back from her, and it was more than 5 minutes. I wish I was in court because I could have heard other things that was said. We don't know if they got back in time, if sound was off. There she's back. Skipping ahead.
You say we have a stipulation.
What have y'all come up with? All right.
Wait, hold on, Matthews. Before you say we have a stipulation, F, Judge, once you rule on our mistrial,
Right.
on my motion for a mistrial.
Okay, so are you asking, what kind of a mistrial are you asking for?
Your Honor, I believe that we were goaded into the mistrial.
Okay, well, I do not believe that because
Yeah, motion with prejudice. Goaded. Goaded into could be both intentional or unintentional, but the intention here, they gave him an unredacted copy. They asked him questions with the unredacted copy in his hands.
if you had seen Miss Hilton's face when that
Miss Hilton's face expression is not a legal argument.
came out of the witness's mouth, she was appalled. And I do not believe that they are purposefully trying to insert error into this trial to make y'all ask for a mistrial so that they can try this case again.
I believe you are wrong. I believe the intention here is to not care what the witness has in his hand. They don't care to not avoid. That is the intention here. The intention is the state stopped caring about what is handed to the witness. They don't even care about prepping their witness. They are doing the not care intention. They don't care what's coming out because at this point, They rely on you, Judge Whitaker, to find the non-intention. But they stopped caring. That's the intention.
I think it is continued, and I am sorry, y'all have, this gigantic, ginormous universe of evidence that maybe if you narrowed down, you would not be making these kinds of mistakes. But
Another intent that you have told them over and over again to only go to the things that matter. And they don't care. That's still intent.
I believe that to be a mistake.
Your Honor,
So I'm going to deny a motion for a mistrial with prejudice. That one, I don't believe that the facts bear out. Would you like a mistrial without prejudice?
yes.
You would? Who else would?
She's calling the judge's bluff. The judge here relies again on the sunk cost fallacy that the defense has already said. We think we are winning. So here, this is a challenge from Judge Whitaker. Would you want a mistrial without prejudice? And Miss Westmoreland says, yes. She's calling the judge's bluff. And now, who else? Now, that doesn't matter. Unless they bow out, the Harvey rule applies. Now they have to actively say, no, we do not. We do not. That's the rule, the Harvey rule.
That means, of course, that the state would be free to try every one of y'all again.
Judge, just a moment.
Sure.
I think Miss Westmoreland does correct here, because this is not once or twice. This is, remember, this is motion for mistrial number 49, making it a motion for mistrial every 3 days. Every 3 days in on average. And the last 10 of them, or 15, Judge Whitaker has done the, well, you don't want without prejudice, do you? And now finally Miss Westmoreland says, all right, I call your bluff. Here's the thing, if this will start over, the guys might still be in jail until the next trial starts. But we also, through Sed and Ash, says they had a meeting, and this is from many sources now. They actually had a meeting with Fani Willis. According to Sed and Ash, this meeting was about bond awaiting the next trial. I don't know, because there's no public statement yet. I haven't found a public statement yet. But if these guys are out on bond and the state says, we want to try this again, yeah, then they have to present a budget. And remember, my rough calculation on this is that this trial costs somewhere in the region of $700,000 to $1 million per month. Per month. And we are 22 months into this trial. The state said on December of 2022. We are ready for trial. Then, 11 months later, November 28th, the jury was sworn in and read the jury instruction. That is now 11 months ago. And how do you pick a jury knowing that the trial, that the prosecution wasn't even halfway through the case in chief, or they might be halfway through the case in chief now at day 150? And remember, Judge Whitaker has aspirations for the Supreme Court of Georgia. She's on this short list. She will be the judge on that one because she is the judge now. Does she want to do that? To not apply for the Georgia Supreme Court just because there's a retrial of this? The jury selection, the new pre-trials. We have new we have new Supreme Court decision that can be applied. Will Fulton County grant the cost of this, of another one of these? Or will they say, nah, you have to do it within your current budget? Every piece of evidence have to be relitigated. And remember, all that evidence that got in during trial, relitigated. Every piece of surprise evidence has to be relitigated. And now the defense knows that what the state will try to do, they will litigate every minute piece of evidence pre-trial. All right, let's listen some more. If there is more. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if there is more anymore. Trying to find anything. Trying to find anything. Come on. Ah, there.
All right. Ms. Westmoreland,
Thank you, Your Honor. May we approach?
you may.
And they approached, making this sidebar counter 314. There are more, but I haven't streamed yesterday and the rest of today. Sidebar counter 314. But yeah, I guess this is the moment where Miss Westmoreland says, yeah, we are going for mistrial. Oh, and if it is a mistrial, the jury is excused. We might get jury interviews. I hope there will be jury interviews. They don't have an obligation to give interviews, but oh my God, I want to. See if they come back after that. Skipping ahead. Now, I will go back to what happened this morning so we can watch that as well, which is good because this morning was a fustercluck in itself. So I will go because I still haven't seen anything, any information about what happened. No, nothing from Fonnie Willis. So I'm keeping. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, no information as of now around the decision from the DA's office or from the judge. Did they come back? No. Okay, I'm going to try to find the infamous Sylvia, if her. If her. Hmm? If she has anything else. That's the. Oh, she got monetized on her new channel. Great. Ah. Miss Sylvia has been there all day in, day out. No. No. Oh. Okay. Let's then go back to this one and watch. Now, I've already put out a video on this, but while we wait for any decision, I will go for a while more. How do we know when court starts tomorrow? The information I have is 9 a.m. For SM1, well, I think you can probably go to sleep and you can get an hour or two of sleep. Yeah, I should. Yeah. My alarm clock goes off in 2 hours. No, it doesn't. And in just over an hour and a half. And let's see, it's almost 10 p.m. If it had been a decision, we would have heard this by now. No cure senses. They said noon, but be ready with cameras for 9 a.m. just in case, or something to that effect. Okay. If I can find the time from my the case I'm currently working, I will go live at 9 a.m. just in case. I will keep watch on what's going on, so I can go live at a moment's notice, but I will at least be there for maybe an hour. We can watch something from the trial tomorrow while we wait for if they start a feed tomorrow morning. So yeah, so I will. Yeah, I have to. I've been covering this trial since May of last year, and a year and a half. I almost missed today. I can't afford, for both my sake and your sake, to not cover this live if it happens. So okay, yeah, I'm going to take that advice. I need a nap to rest up for tomorrow's fireworks. Yeah. So, okay. Again, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Thank you for allowing me to try to interpret this first o'clock of a trial. Thank you for showing up day in and day out. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the PayPals. And yeah, I will see you all back here tomorrow. And remember, folks, hug your family. Unless your family's crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
In the courthouse where time stood still, generations pass on the hill. Prosecutors come and go, defense attorneys putting on a show. Old district attorney thought she was tight, came in to visit her tonight. They said justice was blinded by her sins. As the trial spun, no one wins. Endless trial like a river flows. Truth and lies, nobody knows. Corruption stripped tight as a vice. In this